Hello, everyone, or whoever shows up, if anybody. I just want to share very quickly, because I haven't even written my feedback, and I've got a lot to do today. So I want to share with you really quickly um, a reward system that's super easy, super simple, super quick. Okay, what was holding me back from this all along was thinking it was too complicated, and it is not. Reward system using any game that you have, but not using the board. The board is what was tripping me up. That's why I wasn't using games. I deep down in my head, I was like, I could be using board games as a reward, and I know I can. But I was confused about the board. I was like, it's not setting up right. I'll have to make it all magnetic. Like what? Just you can literally use the game pieces. So I'm going to show you how I did that this morning, and it worked for every single level. And I teach level what level 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I teach all kinds of ages, even down to I teach 5-year-olds and I teach 13-year-olds. I teach everything in between, 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds. I think I've taught a 16-year-old. So this is a win for all. Okay, this is called Diggin' Doggies, and you don't have to get this game. Just look at what game you have. But if you do, like my toddlers love it. I have 2 5-year-old twins. They love it. I have a 3-year-old. She loves it, and she's able to play with me, and it's not super stressful. Okay, so this is what I'm using. I'm not using the game board. I'm just using the dogs. It comes with 4 dogs and 3 bones. So I always like to do 2 options. And I'll write a 1 and a 2 on me. Or if the student likes shapes, I'll draw like a heart and a sun, or a heart and a star, or something. I'll write it with dry erase marker. Make sure that if they write on themselves that they're not using permanent marker. That's what I did this morning. It's like, Mom is going to be angry if that's permanent marker. She said, I don't know. And she just drew a dot on her. I was like, oh snap. And then she didn't lick herself, but actually I don't know. I wasn't looking. I just saw when she wiped it off. But anyway, she wiped it off and it came off, and I was like, oh, thank the Lord, it's not permanent marker. So just be aware of that. If you're writing on yourself, your student might learn to write on themselves. So just, you have to have guidelines. Okay, so all I literally did, which dog do you want? And I listed off all the colors. I showed them actually 4 dogs and let them choose, because I have students, if I showed them 2 options, they're going to come up with a 3rd option. So I went ahead and showed all the colors, got them to choose whatever dog they wanted. So if they chose red, I said, okay, this is you. Stuck them right there. This is teacher. Stuck them right there. Literally, I have the same colored bones. I have them all in different piles. I have 2. I showed them an example before we ever played. I mix it up so then I don't even know what's in each hand. So I don't have to trick them, because I don't even know what's in each hand. I say, you want 1 or 2? And they say 2. Okay, get ready. Pretend like the student's red. It is red, yes. Okay, so this is actually magnetic. See, it picks it up. So that means the student has 1 point. So you can either type it in the chat box, or you can write it on your board. Draw a line on your dry erase board, just write student, teacher. They get 1. Okay, let's pretend we played again. Da-da-da-da. Which do you choose, 1 or 2? 1. Ah, teacher's dog gets a bone. So I go, thank you for feeding me, but you fed my dog, like that. And then the student's dog, I'll like hold it up and be like, I'm hungry, feed me. And whoever gets the most dog bones wins. It's that simple. And so think about whatever game you have in your closet. Do you have any kind of game? Because you can literally use the game pieces. Like I'm thinking of like, I'm picturing like Candyland and just all the fun games. Just you can literally use the board pieces. And if it has colors with it, it's even easier to use, because you choose a color and then ta-da. And so the this or that game that I usually play, it rolls over with this. Now, if you don't have board games, I still play this or that. I don't tell them it's this or that, but that's what it is. I'll hold up 2 things. I could literally, you probably have props. If you're a minimalist, you can have numbers. You can draw on a piece of paper. There's so many options. Okay, that a paper might be boring for the kids. Okay, let's just pretend like I did this. I picked an apple and I picked a dollar. Whatever. It does not matter what it is. Okay, you choose. You have to find the apple, 1 or 2. 2, because I see it red. Yes, you're right, and they get a point. It could be anything. Also, another simple, very quick, a simple game. I have let me show you. I have a bucket thing, this thing. Right now it has a grasshopper in there, but we don't need the grasshopper. I put things inside of there like animals and eyeballs. I don't show them. I say, you want to play guessing game? Sure. Okay, so then when they get a star, ding, you get a star. Pull it out, don't show them. And I look at it and I give them 3 clues. First clue, if they get on the first clue, great. Second clue, if they get on the second clue, great. Third clue, if they don't get it, they don't get the point, but I don't really give points. It's just you didn't get it. Womp womp. Okay, so I see what I have. Okay, this is on your face. You cannot hear with it. You have 2 of them. So if they guess eye, yes, it's an eye. So it's just a guessing game. It's super simple. You can literally do it with anything. Just throw things in a bucket, hold it, don't show them, look at it, give them clues. Super simple. So you can use game pieces. I encourage you to use game pieces, and I encourage you to do the guessing game because those are the most simple, versatile, not really boring games. Because the most boring and tedious thing to me, because I've been with VIPKid for almost 3 years, so you get bored sometimes with your own reward systems. But if you're like me, you don't like to print off stuff, and that's a lot of money for printer ink to keep printing off stuff. And some people paint stuff. I don't know how to paint, so it's super simple to have. I have kids, so I don't even hardly spend money. I just go to their closet and get their toys and then just hide them. And when they find them, I give them back reluctantly. But you hide them, let them choose, and it's always something different. Make sure it's usually something different because the students, if you're bored, think about the students. They're probably really bored. So just toss stuff in a bucket, toss stuff. And if you're like me, you've played tic-tac-toe so long that you can play with your eyes closed and you want to vomit. So if you want to throw tic-tac-toe out the window, and yes, I still play it, whatever, then you can play the this or that game or the bucket game or your guessing game. And I'll tell you something to spruce up tic-tac-toe that it has actually worked. So I usually let the student go first, but sometimes I'll go first if I'm just really bored and I'm like, I can't take tic-tac-toe anymore. I'm seeing tic-tac-toe in the shower, literally. I'm seeing tic-tac-toe in the shower. There's lines on my soap bottle and it looks like tic-tac-toe. I got to get out of this. So what I'll do is I'll be like, okay, I go first. And then I'll draw like a heart or a sun or a letter of the alphabet. So then the student draws the next letter like A, B, C, D. And it gives my brain, it stimulates my brain. So I'm not just writing X's and O's and trying to not win too fast or trying not to lose whatever I choose that day. So draw animals if it has to do, like say it's animals and say you're an okay drawer, or if you're not, they're still going to laugh. Say you're on the animal lesson, draw an animal, and then they draw an animal. If they're a long talker, like they talk a lot, don't draw an animal because they're going to take their time drawing that animal and you're going to run out of room. You're going to run out of time. So in cases where a student talks too much, you probably don't even want to do the ABCs or anything. You probably want to keep the game like X's and O's because if they're talking a lot, then they're getting enjoyment out of the lesson, out of talking to you and hearing themselves talk maybe. I know from personal experience. So from me, not the students, but sometimes I have students, we both like to talk. So anyways, so in simpleness, if the student doesn't talk too much, you can add stuff into the game. And if they do talk too much, you can still make it fun like game pieces, but just give them 2 options, like make it down. But if you have tic-tac-toe and you try to throw in like I'm going to draw a sun and I'm going to draw this, they might take a long time because it's because they're creative. They're going to start thinking of what they want to draw and then they're going to be drawing stuff and then talking about it, and that's going to take up too much time. So you want to encourage their creativity, but yet teach them about time management. So you don't want to stifle their creativity, but you have to show them there's order to stuff too. So that's the end of it. You can use your game pieces and look how cute these dogs are. And if you want this, it's online. Diggin' Doggies. It's adorable. And if you have kids, it teaches them to count. Almost every game teaches them to count, but then also colors. It's fun. Yes, sometimes I get a headache when I play with my toddlers because they'll try to move too quickly their spaces and I have to slow them down and count, but they're learning. So it's awesome. So that's it. And if you have it, I don't get to comments like hardly at all because I have so much else and I have family to focus on. So I want you to know that it's not because I don't care and this and that, but I encourage you to leave comments only if you want to leave a comment so that someone else who leaves a comment can read it and you can learn from each other. Because I don't want to be like, leave a comment, I'm gonna read it, because sometimes I don't get to read it. And I don't want you to think I'm just saying that so I can get comments, because I don't care if there's 0 comments. What I care about is teachers helping other teachers. So if you have something useful, please write it in the comments so another teacher can come along and learn from you and maybe teach you something. And because that's how we learn, we collaborate. Even with the YouTube, we have a YouTubers collaboration thing. We help each other, and that's how we get better. So I encourage you to do that. And if you leave a comment, I'm sorry if I never ever see it, but go to the Facebook pages, because that's where I that's my jam. That's where we get to talk to each other right away, and it's not like a YouTube thing where I have to wait for a comment and like go to all these different portals. It's too much. So go to Facebook. I'm on Christian. Don't go to it for my reasons, but Christian VIPKid group. It's so uplifting. It's so encouraging. It's awesome. There's a VIPKid props group. There's the VIPKid mom groups. Those are like my favorite groups. So if you enjoy or you learn from any of my videos, please think about joining the Facebook group Christian VIPKid Teachers, and or VIPKid Moms, and or VIPKid YouTubers, and or VIPKid Props and Rewards. The props and rewards YouTubers and the Christian website are the ones I get on the most right now. Um, and the Christian one is the number one. That's where I get on the most. And it's super uplifting, and you can say stuff and or ask stuff, and you will usually get a quick answer and be encouraged, and it's a peaceful atmosphere. And we're not perfect, but it's a peaceful atmosphere. And if it's not, then brothers and sisters in Christ will correct. So that's nice too, and hopefully in private. So love you guys, and enjoy your rewards, and share if you have a simple reward system, because you could probably be helping out another teacher that comes onto here and reads the comments. So thank you. Bye guys.